Welcome to the Sherpa Chai podcast. My name is Pemba Sherpa. Again, I'm here with Yovel, and we're going to talk about different things. Hi, Yovel. Good to see you here.
How are you, Pimba?
Good. It's raining outside. We got lots of rain
Yeah.
this year. This is kind of unusual for Boulder, but I like it
You like that?
because keep everything green and moist.
That's true.
Plants love it. The trees love it. I like it personally.
That's true. I didn't was thinking that it's keep everything green.
And I like to run in the rain too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it makes my mind a little more calm somehow.
You run with shirt or without shirt in the rain?
With the shirts.
With a shirt.
Yeah.
Nice. When we train to the army, we try to run in the rain.
In Israel. That's where you're from, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
To feel that how it's feel to do something when no one else doing.
Okay.
To go outside your comfort zone. I think that would be great to start talking about
I used to when I was guiding in the Himalayas. I guided some of the highest peak in the world,
yeah.
including Everest, right? For 30 years. I was a mountain guide in the Himalayas. And back in those days, when I was living here, in like really cold weather, like minus, 0 degree or
Yeah.
even minus, sometimes I go around without shirts just to train.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge to be a traveling guide in the Himalaya?
The biggest challenge is to keep the clients healthy. That's what I find.
Why?
Because people are in like total different part of the world. The environment, the food, the climates. You're in totally different. In some way, you're in different planet. I mean, it is a different planet. I think, like places where I guide.
Yeah.
And people are used to living in such a comfort zone here. When they get to an environment or condition like that, and most people don't handle well, and they get sick from the food or from the water or from the altitude, or in keeping the client safe is the most challenging I find.
Something ever happened to you over there?
What's that?
Something ever happened?
Oh yeah, all the time. In 30 years in experience guiding in the Himalayas, mostly in the Himalayas, but I guided in Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Madagascar, Pakistan, India, Tibet. I mean, I've been to many places. Yeah, I mean, in all those years, I mean, I have people broke their legs in the mountains. I have people die.
What?
Oh yeah.
Tell the story about that people died.
Ah, man, I was up in Nepal. I was in Nepal. I think that was about 30, maybe about 25 years ago. And we were climbing this peak called Island Peak. Right, it's 20,000 feet. It's a very popular trekking peak there.
Okay.
And I think I have about 18 people in my groups. And half of them were a climber, which is like 8 or 9 people were climbing the peak, and half were just doing the trekking.
Okay.
And just coming to the base. And I took like half the group up to the top, to the mountains. And I had a long day because I had to get all those people to the top. And then everyone summited. We came down. And I came down to the high camp. And when I got back to the high camp, I heard the message saying this guy just died. Yeah, and I think he just had a heart attack. And I was like, shoot. So I ran down to the base camp. I was exhausted when I got to the high camp because I got up like 12 in midnight, got everyone ready. We got to the trailhead by 2 in the morning, got to the summit, and I think I got back to the base camp around, summited everyone, came down to high camp around 3 o'clock. And then, everybody just went to the tent because everybody is exhausted, right? But I walked all the way down to this village called Chikung. That's where rest of the group were, to see what happened to this guy. And then, you know, he and my other crew, they brought his dead body down lower. So he wasn't at Chikung. So I had to walk another 2 hours in the night. So to the next village down. That was like the hardest thing I ever done in my life, because I was like almost like not 24 but 25 hours. I was like not sleeping in like 20,000 feet or so. Just keep walking, keep walking.
You still
Just
doing that kind of trips?
No, I don't do it. I don't guide anymore. I go back, my friends guides, and sometimes I help them. I volunteer to help them.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the hardest things, I think. Yeah, it was sad. We had to call the helicopter and put his body in there and bring it to Kathmandu and go through the embassy and all that, and then we cremate his body just outside of Kathmandu, and the wife requested to bring the ashes back home, which I have to bring it back, and that was the hardest thing ever, to hand over the ashes to the wife.
How you felt after that situation, that someone of your group died? And
it's horrible. It's like the worst feeling ever. I mean, even though this guy just had a heart attack and just collapsed and died, I wasn't there. I was up in the mountains, way higher up. But even though he had a heart attack and he died, even though it's not really my fault, but I felt like it was, I'm responsible for this. So it was a horrible feeling.
Yeah. So what you will recommend to people that have been through or being right now doing something crazy, something awful in their life? How you will recommend to them to keep moving forward? Like in which way? How you learn about yourself more after that situation?
Well, I mean, as the life goes on, I mean, everybody go through different things and challenges and problems, and you just have to learn to live. It's part of life. You just have to understand that this is part of life. We're all gonna die one day. We all might, people get accident, people have family problems, people have finance problems. People get robbed. Countries have wars. I mean, I think, it's part of life. People just have to, learn to live.
Yeah. No, I love
and
that.
Just handle with it, There's nothing really much you can do it except like to accept it, like, okay, this is life. I have to accept it.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I always say that we literally can't control nothing in our life.
Yeah.
Beside our attitude about life.
Yeah.
Like we can just control how we react.
Yeah.
To every situation.
Control, yes. That's the answer. Yes. I think that's the most thing that, most people are missing out in, especially in the Western country. And I grew up in totally different environment, and very spiritual Buddhism culture. And just growing up, just being with family, it just reflecting back, it taught me lots of things, like how to be patient, how to get along with peoples, and how to be nice, how to be kind to, like, all human senses being, like whether it's animal, birds, or human. I mean, that's how we've been taught to, like, just to grow up.
Yeah.
And which I find that it's lots of beneficial in life,
Yeah.
And I think that's something that really missing out of people in the West. People, because there's lots of frustration in the West. You know,
You think
Uh,
people too nervous and waiting for the last minute of their life?
I think people didn't really experience the reality of life.
I agree.
People live in very comfortable life. They grow up with having everything, and they expect to be like that all the time,
Yeah.
right? And life is not easy all the time, right? Life has its challenges, and when those challenges does come, people have a hard time tolerating here. Whereas I came from, we learn those things just from a childhood.
Yeah.
Just living in the harsh conditions. Your parents telling you like, hey, be nice to the animals. Be patient. Just be calm. I think just being around with the calm people, that helps.
How you think that your environment where you grew up help you and give you benefit in the business world in USA?
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah.
Explain how.
I mean, it's all those things, how to be patience, I think, and how to like handle some of the tough situations, and if something happened, how not to get like too frustrated or blow or things like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I got 1 week ago like some like angel go down the skies and show you something that you never was thinking. I was in an event and there was a group of bunch of millionaires and billionaires, old people.
Yeah.
And I look at them. They're around 75, 80 years old. They have bunch of money, they have bunch of time, but they don't have energy.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
To do nothing.
Yeah.
And they, like one of them, I can tell you, they have maybe $500 million in assets and he make profit to his pocket $2 million a year. He have hundreds of million dollar in bank account and he doesn't want to buy himself a new car.
Yeah.
And I ask him why. Doesn't because he want to do something else with the money. Tell me I don't feel comfortable to spend money on me. And then I was thinking to myself, you are 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you will not be here anymore.
You're right.
You don't have children. You don't have family to give the money to. You don't want to right now donate the money, or you don't need the money for traveling or something else. What you will do with the money? And they tell me, I will keep it in my bank account. And when I was thinking about it for like a young perspective, like is a 5-10 years more. Like why don't enjoy doing something bigger?
Yeah.
Doing something great for himself. And that took me to understand the difference between in Nepal and in Israel to the USA.
Well, grateful to yourself and also do something grateful to others, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many places in the world, so many things that, you can do. There's many places in the world that people are dying just not even having a clean water.
Yeah.
How hard it is to purify water? You just put a water pump in there, right? Hey, pump the water, right? Or something, right?
That's true.
I don't think to clean water is a hard thing to do, right?
That's what I
Just
look about you.
just simple things like that save so many people's lives, I think.
That's beautiful
like
about you.
Yeah, place like Africa and place like Africa or even like where I came from.
Yeah.
And that's why like I personally like always try to do something back, which I have in Nepal. I helped build like 282 houses after the earthquake. I also built a suspension bridge where kids have to walk 3 hours to school, and after my bridge, they can now they can get to school in half hours.
But why you are doing that? What is your why?
I believe the surest path of meaningful life is service, acting for common good. And I think more people should do that. Those who can. If you can't, you can. Just take care of yourself. But if you can, contribute something to the community or those who are really in need or help.
I make a little bit research about you to see like the impact that you give into the community, and only to talking with the people that working for you in the restaurant, they so admire you and grateful for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And when there is a video of you going to the village and everyone welcome you,
Yeah.
and for me, I look about it, I say, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, it's better feeling than any
Yeah,
other
in my
feeling.
village in Nepal, I've done a lot, and and it makes me feel good. And every time I go back and where they welcome me and they appreciate what I've done to them. I built a bridge. I put a hydropower in there. They never had a light there before, right? And I put a hydropower, and they have like electricity where they can cook with the electricity now. They have high-speed internet, and
It's amazing.
yeah, it's good. I done.
You saying I build them the bridge, electricity, but
And the school, yep,
for them,
yep.
you give them a life.
Yeah, and they respect me a lot, and every time I go back to my village, I feel very special the way they treat me there. They might even build my statue after I die in the village. I don't know.
That's make me to something that's connected to that.
Yeah,
That in life, how much money you make doesn't really matter.
yeah,
It's how much impact
yeah.
you can
I
do.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what's beautiful about you.
I mean, I think it matters how much money you make if you impact
It's good.
doing something good. But if you don't do it, something like meaningful, doesn't really matter, how much money you have.
Yeah.
Like, as you mentioned earlier, we're all gonna die. Just, I mean,
It's
just a matter of time. We don't know when, how, where, right? But the reality is, one day we're all gonna be gone. Once I'm gone, I mean,
come with zero and you go with zero.
yeah. So you don't even know where your ass is gonna go. I mean, I think many people have like some will or something set up, but even then,
I want that people that listen to that podcast will understand really how is to feel when you give more than you take, to be a fountain and not a drain.
Yeah.
So you can explain how are you feeling when you give, when you just give to the community without expect to get anything back.
For me, it makes me feels good. I especially like building the bridge and seeing that kids walking to school in a half hour instead have to walk 3 hours. I really feel that I done something meaningful things. That make me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And what made you to start your own restaurant in USA? Because the big dream to that you will be able to help to other people, or because you just love food and you say I will do it?
No, when I came out here, just to explore, because I was guiding the Himalayas for many, and I was guiding Americans, and I was very curious about the West. So one day I just said I'm going to go out here, and I did. And then I set up my adventure travel company where I guided people many part of the world, right? And then back in 25 years ago, that's when I opened the Sherpas Adventure restaurant here. I was really into the technical climbing, and I was competing with some of the best climbers in the world. And Boulder, Colorado was perfect place for me to be in, because all the technical climb I wanted to do, it's like within a mile or so. And same time, I was also looking some business opportunity. Yeah, and I found this perfect Victoria house with, nice patio and all that. And at the time that, there was a good need for like, good Nepalese cuisine in this town. So I started about 25 years ago Uh, well, two reasons I started. Few reasons. I saw there's a need for good cuisine in this town, and I also uh, see it as a good business opportunity, and for me to be able to live in Boulder.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to say that the first time I went over there to see you, when I ate the food, I don't know what over there you're putting there, but when I just make the bite, I still have the feeling of the taste
Yeah.
of the food.
Yeah, I mean, I used to cook there, and I love cooking. Now I don't cook as much because mostly I work for Sherpa Chai, and I have a lot pretty big operations, and I got look many different things. But I used to cook there, and I train all my chef, and as an athlete, I mean, it's important for me to like eat good food and natural. I mean, I don't always find a good natural product that I want to, but I try to use good ingredient, good naturals,
Yeah.
Product as possible. And I think customer know that, and most people feel after you eat the level of energy you get or level of your feelings. So yeah, I mean that's the reason we're there for 25 years now. Yeah.
Where is the restaurant located?
It's 825 Walnut, right here, basically next to Peril. Yeah.
Everyone that listens to that podcast, make yourself a favor and go to eat that food. It's the best food by far, in my opinion, in
Yeah.
Boulder, Colorado, and pure and real.
Yeah, we've been voted the best restaurant in town, best Nepalese Indian restaurant straight 24 years. Yeah. So I guess
agree.
I guess we're doing something right.
I gonna be there.
Yeah.
I try to be there every week. It's so good, and yeah, I'll recommend. And I will ask you the last question about the Sherpa Chai,
Yep.
about the tea. What make you to make decision to start the tea?
Well, chai, I mean, this is my mom recipe. I mean, it is part of our tradition in my part of the world. Before I walk 3 hours to school every morning, and this is a product that my mom made me every morning. And, I grew up, and later I grew up and become a mountain guide and climb to some of the biggest mountain in the world. And this was my go-to drink when I'm in the mountains.
Okay.
And then I come out here and I open the restaurant and start serving at the restaurants gallons and gallons to the customers every day. And many people ask me like, "Hey, you should bottle your chai." And I went out there and did some research, and surprisingly, there's a huge chai market, and I didn't saw one authentic chai out there. So that's why I thought like, okay, there's a market for this business. I'm going to grab it, and I did about 10 years ago, and we're now in every 50 states and thousands, probably about 3,000 stores.
In every bowl food?
Yeah, we're in every Whole Food in the country, and others too, like King Supers and Sprout, Natural Grocers, and many cafes. And our tea leaves grow in the Kanchenjunga. You know where Kanchenjunga is? It's the third highest mountain in the world.
Okay.
That's where my tea farm is. And it's a very high quality premium organic tea leaves. And our ginger root came from Peru. We find all kind of ginger here, but I find that's the most natural, good ginger from. So we use that. Cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper all come from Nepal, all grow in high country, high quality natural products. So we put all this together and we make chai, and it's the people who are chai drinker are recognizing that
That's amazing.
it's a good product. So yeah.
I think it's a product that must to have in every house in the United States.
Yeah. People are drinking it, and chai in summertime is perfect with oat milk.
Perfect.
You put the half chai and you put some ice in there, and you put the oat, you put the half oat milk and stir it. It's very refreshing. It's actually my favorite. I drink a lot. Ice chai in the summer.
We started drinking every day in
Yeah.
my home. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to order from your website, it can come to all the 50 states?
Yeah, you can get them in the Sherpa Chai website. But, people around, if they're shopping at the grocery, we're in every grocery store.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
You have something less advice that you can give to people that listen to you about life, business, and the balance between them?
I think my best advice is to stay healthy, eat right, don't do any stupid thing and exercise every day, clear your minds, good for whether you're 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, give yourself to do some kind of activities.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have time, just put yourself 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go walk or going to go jog.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, that's what I tell my daughter. Hey, try to do something. Even if you don't have time, just try to do 10 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for hosting me in your podcast.
Yeah. Good seeing you.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Take it easy.